Hey brother! Sid Phillips, the maniacal toy-destroying kid from Toy Story. And perhaps the greatest benefactor of the creepy way humans were animated back in 1995. Seriously, I swear, that's what they make nightmares out of, right? Yes, Sid was truly one of the darker and creepier characters from my childhood, but as an adult I've had time to reflect on the matter, and now must ask the question, is Sid actually a bad kid? Hey, brother! Alright, this is gonna be a tough one because Sid definitely seems to have a lot going against him. He's mean to his sister, he feeds toys to his dog, he disassembles and reassembles them as he sees fit, not to mention just, blowing them up. Jenga, he's even wearing a black shirt with a skull on it. I mean, come on, give me something to work with, Sid. And it also doesn't help that his neighbor is possibly the greatest toy owner of all time and the golden boy of the Pixar universe, Andy Davis. By the design of his very creation, Sid was designed to be the opposite of Andy. In fact, last year when I was able to visit the Pixar archives where they keep all of the original sketches and drawings and sculptures for every Pixar movie, they revealed to us that, in their opinion, the most valuable piece of art they had in all of the archives was the color script that depicted the difference between Andy and Sid's room. So in a way, the difference between Andy and Sid and how that difference helps Woody and Buzz overcome their own differences was the launch pad for Pixar to go on to make all of the different classic films we love today. Like I said, I've got a lot to fight against this week. I mean, Sid is the opposite of Andy, Andy is good, good is the opposite of bad, so Sid is bad, right? Wrong. Or at least just not always right. For example, if you'll allow me to switch fandoms for the moment, may I present to you Ron Swanson and Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec. The two are essentially polar opposites, and yet both are very good people and indeed very good friends with each other. Actually, Hank Green just made a really good video about this exact topic. I recommend you go check it out. You can click the card up here, I want to say. Back to Toy Story. No, just because Sid was designed to be the opposite of Andy, who is good, does not mean necessarily that Sid is bad. In fact, if you go back and watch the bonus features on Toy Story, the creators themselves admit that Andy is the weird one, that most kids don't play with their toys like that. Look it, that's how real kids play. The odd one is Andy, because no kids play like that. Except John Lasseter. Okay, fair enough, John, you get a pass. But with that in mind, let's look at some of Sid's behavior. First, Sid's younger sister, Hannah. In the first interaction we see between the two of them, Sid takes her doll, takes its head off, and replaces it with a dinosaur head.
Jeannie's all better now.
Which is admittedly mean, but I mean, come on. Every older sibling picks on their younger siblings. Am I right, Ben from 2 years ago? Oh, nice haircut, man. During that same interaction, we see Sid greet his dog, Scud, who he gives a command, which Scud obeys, and then Sid rewards him by giving him a toy to chew on. No! Which is bad if you're the toy, but honestly, he seems to treat his dog fairly well and has obviously trained him pretty good. If you ask me, in both of those situations, Sid is pretty much acting like any other normal 11-year-old boy. He picks on his little sister and he likes his dog. Not so crazy, right? It's just that in each interaction, he harms a toy. And here at last we have arrived at the crux of the situation and why we, the audience, tend to think of Sid as a crazy sociopathic preteen. Because we know the toys are alive. That's what makes all of Sid's actions so awful. But he does not know this.
We toys can see everything.
He's not actually torturing anybody. In his mind, he's just playing.
Where are your rebel friends now?
William Cohn, an animator on Toy Story, said he's really an artist. He's more of a sculptor, even if he's a little twisted. And Cohn has a point. Sid is pretty artistic in his own way. I mean, he's coming up with some pretty interesting creations. He's obviously pretty skilled with tools and has a really vivid imagination. It's just a little twisted. But that's allowed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not actually hurting anyone, which again, he doesn't know, like we do, that in this case, the toys are alive. But really, can we even say he's breaking the toys? I mean, they can still come to life after he reassembles them. In some ways, he is creating brand new beings. Wouldn't there be at least some kind of moral implication of like disassembling them again? What about the erector set pieces? Like, those almost certainly didn't have life before he assembled them, right? I agree. Baby head is pretty creepy, but I mean, the spider part of it is pretty complicated. I don't think I could do that without some sort of instruction booklet. Is it just that he's assembling creepy looking things? Would the toys care if he was reassembling them in a more aesthetically pleasing way? I bet they wouldn't. Seriously, Sid, why can't you just be creative in a normal way? Oh wait, I actually know the answer to that. Could it be because of a very unfortunate family life? Yeah, throughout the movie, we don't see Sid's parents a whole lot, which says a whole lot by itself. But what we do see is his dad passed out in the middle of the day, surrounded by empty cans, watching, kids programming, I guess? Then he'll come right out and say it, but I think we can safely conclude that his dad is a bit of an alcoholic. His mom, on the other hand, we don't see at all, but it's what we don't see her doing that's upsetting, like letting her 11-year-old son play unsupervised with fireworks, or letting him skateboard all the way to Pizza Planet by himself, a distance that Andy's mom felt was worth driving, or mail ordering him explosives. What? Jeez. Sure, Sid might not take very good care of his possessions, but I think we can agree that at the very least he's very creative, if not just misunderstood, and possibly the product of an unfortunate home life. Creative, that is, until his art literally comes alive and traumatizes him for life, possibly destroying the one outlet he had to escape from his unfortunate circumstances. Way to go, Woody. Trauma aside, Sid's future might not be as bleak as we think. We see him again at the end of Toy Story 3, and he's a garbage man, which sure isn't the most glorious of careers, but he does seem happy, and it's possible that he even got married, because many have theorized that this girl in Riley's class in Inside Out, one of the cool kids, is Sid's daughter because of the shirt she's wearing, because it was the same symbol that was on Sid's shirt. But now it's reversed, or dare I say, inside out. What? Ben, my question for you and everyone else is, what do you think? Is Sid actually pure evil, or is he just misunderstood? Let me know your thoughts down in the towel section below, and I will see you in another life, brother.
These socks are amazing!
Guys, thanks for watching this video. As always, please leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. I upload on Tuesdays, Ben uploads on Thursdays. If you want to see me argue the good or bad of another Pixar character, I recommend this video, where I talk about whether or not Wall-E is a villain, or if you'd like to learn more about Andy's home life and what happened to his dad, you can check out this, The Truth About Andy's Father. Enjoy.